everybody. Welcome back to Mike on the Mic. I'm your host, Mike McQuaig, and with me is special guest, one of my best friends here in good old Jackson, Jay Guidi. How you doing, man?
Hey, Mike, what's going on, bud?
Hey, so just recently, the other day, I played on your new VR system. That thing is so badass.
Isn't it cool?
Gosh.
Shoot, man. Just real quick, how I got into the whole thing was, so I played it, the one I have is an Oculus Rift, so there's like 2 or 3 different kinds of major ones. So I heard Oculus, when I was at a convention in Austin, like 6 or 7 years ago now. And, and so then I played it about a year ago again at, one of my friend's houses, and I was like, dude, I gotta have this. Like, I need this in my life now. So, that was one of those things.
So, some of the games you played, obviously the main one that you see all the time is the Beats one.
Yeah, Beat Saber. I think that's a common one that most people who don't know much about VR know, or they've at least seen. So yeah, and it's so what it is it's like a rhythm game. I would say kind of I'd say kind of akin to like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, kind of similar to that. But instead of having your like little plastic guitar you play, it's with your little touch controllers you strike them in different ways, like you're holding lightsabers, basically.
They're like lightsabers. It's so cool.
Yeah.
We actually got some video of it, so I'll put that up.
Oh yeah.
See that, yeah.
It's tons
fun.
Mm-hmm.
But honest, the little tutorial thing, that was crazy. Especially if you've never done it before. Oh man.
So like that's one thing I always say. So everyone's like, oh well, I want to play this game, I want to play that game. Honestly, it is really worth it to play the tutorials because those are built by Oculus or by Vive themselves, and it's like, and it is a tech demo. It's like the best way to familiarize yourself with the equipment, with the controllers, with the headset, and basically kind of what your experience is. And we have footage of you doing it, and it's that's my favorite part of the whole thing. Like I love playing it. I play it all the time. As a matter of fact, I just got finished playing before we got on the Skype call. Yeah. It's I love putting new people in it, or people who have like had no VR experience ever, and just seeing how they react to the whole thing, which is fantastic.
It's mind blowing.
It really, really is.
What impressed me the most was just the like the realism of it. Like just the graphics were super good. And then when you go to touch things, it like vibrates your hand, so it's like you're actually touching it.
Yeah, and so what happens with like the Oculus Touch controllers, and I believe in the next generation, I'm not sure if it's come out yet, but they will have a weight system basically. So if you pick something up, it'll add like kind of like a little bit of weight or the vibration to your hand, so it makes you feel like, oh hey, I actually have this in my hand.
Wow.
So that's like the next step, and it's amazing. Like, and it's what it is it's basically an elaborate optical illusion, basically.
Yeah.
So like your eyes are tricking your brain into actually thinking that you're seeing all this stuff like that, and so you will react as you would in that space, which is amazing to me.
That is amazing. So, okay, so where exactly did you get the VR system? Just to let the audience know back home. So if anybody's interested, where should they go? How much is it? What should they invest in? Which one?
Yeah, see, now that's the kicker right there. It's the barrier for entry is pretty high. Like, I mean, it's definitely not as high as it used to be. And I'll grab my set so you guys can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Just a second. I have it unplugged here. But it's a little expensive. I believe total. I have an overkill set, so I have one that's like a full room basically, which is definitely not. Yeah, which is definitely not needed for most applications. And it set me back a good after everything was said and done, I say about $800 to about $1,000 at the max. Now that's rough estimate, but I mean, I already had the computer that could handle it, and so I only had to shift a couple of other things. But like for ease of entry ones, I would go PSVR, no problem. That's probably the easiest one to kind of try it out and see if you like it. And then if you want to invest in a full Oculus or an HTC Vive system, that'll probably tell you.
What's the is there a difference in quality?
You know, honestly, they're pretty much the same. Like there are some differences between the two. I personally like the Oculus better. I think it has the controllers specifically. They're far superior to the Vive ones. And the headsets are about the same. What I like about the Vives over the Oculuses is that it has front-facing cameras, and that helps you get your 3D space bearings, also stuff like that.
Right. And I noticed when I was in it, it sets up a little barrier for you. That way you're not like launching yourself across your room. Super cool. Well, yeah. What else?
What was that?
Oh, you say you were gonna. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I was gonna go real quick grab the headset.
Yeah.
So you can see. So hang on a second.
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
So first, I'm gonna show you the controller. So this is an Oculus Touch controller, and so it has this nice little orbital that kind of cups your hands. It's almost like a blade guard, I would assume, on like a sword.
Okay.
And so it has a couple buttons. So it has this button right here on the inner grip. I'm trying to get it on the camera there.
Yeah.
And that's that would control your inner hand, and then it's got a top trigger here, and then it's got its front face. And this tracks completely in the 3D space based on the sensors that you put up.
Right. There's like 4 little sensors. Yeah.
Yeah, and so wrist strap is absolutely vital. Absolutely vital. As Mike can probably tell you, in that baseball game that you were playing.
Yeah, it literally flew out of my hand, but I had the wrist strap on.
Yeah. So it's absolutely essential. And so you hold it like this, and this inner button that is right there on the thing, that controls like your 3 fingers, like right here, so like your grip. Right. And then the trigger is your index finger, and then the thumb on the top anywhere. Yeah. And so that's how you reach in and grab stuff in the 3D space.
Right, and then there's 2 of them. And so what you were saying the other day, it's basically like an Xbox controller just split in half.
Yeah. Well, like if you look at it, so the buttons on there, I don't know if you can see it. So there's X and Y. So on the other hand, it'll be the A and B button, and it's literally like, and there's also another trackpad on there. So it's literally like someone literally just was like playing it, went, well, I guess I'll just fix this. So there's that.
Super
and then,
cool.
And so then here is the full headset right here.
Here's where all the magic happens.
Yeah, so this is the set. So this is the front view, and then in there you can see. So there's 2 things. And so what's kind of interesting about these lenses is they're actually like magnifying glasses. So they're like, it's like reverse telescope almost. And so that's how you get the whole the screen differences, how you have the depth changes and stuff like that. And of course, it comes in built in with headphones, and these are actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good headphones, all things considered. I like to mirror the audio anyway. Yeah. But it comes with its own built-in microphone and everything, and when you put it on, it's super easy to adjust and stuff. You just kind of slide it on like this, like you would do a normal thing, and then
boom.
My glasses. One big problem about this system though is that sometimes it can be a little difficult to wear glasses with it. So, but you just slide it on like this, and then as you look into it, you can look all around, and it would be the exact same thing. I actually have it running in my here now. So that's one thing. So it's kind of cool. It's really easy to wear. It's really simple to adjust. There's adjusters here and on the sides, and it's just totally. This thing has, it's like I said, it's a little expensive, but it has totally paid for itself, in my opinion, when coming to how much joy I've gotten out of the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's a lot of cool games out there. We were playing what was the one game, the action game?
Oh, Super Hot.
Oh man. Okay, so in another video we'll get some demo footage of that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is like, so some of these games I wouldn't necessarily call games, quote unquote, like it's how you would normally. They're more like experiences, but there are some like legit titles like that one that are like, really moving around in the 3D space, a whole bunch of just awesome stuff.
It's pretty active. Yeah. And
really active.
We'll show in another video. Like it's pretty. Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. So I guess final question. So actually, we'll do two more to end the show. Your favorite game, and then advice you would give people trying to like dabble into this kind of technology.
Okay. Favorite game? That's a little difficult. I would say.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's hard. I would say Super Hot is probably one of my favorite ones out of the whole system. Okay. And then I would probably say a close second is probably Job Simulator or Knockout League, which is a boxing one. Those ones are really fun for me. But it's really I haven't bought a game I haven't liked. I have Skyrim for it, and I get a little motion sick with it, but
I bet there's a lot going on. I bet.
Yeah, but it's still tons of fun. It still really is. Now, as for advice for people wanting to get into it, I would say if you have a friend that has it, or that has like an Oculus or has a Vive or even has a PlayStation VR, try it with them. Try it with somebody who's already bought into it, and then figure out if it's for you. The one thing that I do advise people is I'm someone who gets motion sick. So there are people, and there's always someone like that. So I highly recommend either the C-Sick patches, the C-bands, acupressure wristbands, or Dramamine. Now, not everybody will be that way, but some people are susceptible to it. And what's great about Oculus is if you finally get that system is that all of the games are rated for a comfort level. So there's comfortable, medium or moderate, and intense. So the intense ones are obviously going to, throw more motion at you than, the comfortable games. And what that is not to bore you with the science, but basically what it is your inner ear, which keeps you oriented, is at odds with what your brain is processing. So it's like, it's like your eyes are saying, we're jumping out off a cliff, and your inner ear's like, no, we're not. We're sitting in our living room. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. But that's the advice I would give to somebody. And then also, if you do end up buying the system, then buy something that fits into your price range and your ability of use. So
cool.
That's all I gotta say.
Right on. So hey, thanks, Jake.
Yeah, no problem, bud. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And so, Jake, where can everybody follow you at? Do you have any social media or anything?
Yeah, so I have so I've got a Twitter. Well, I've got two Twitters. I have my Facebook and my YouTube. So you can follow me on YouTube. We're getting more active on that one again at it's youtube.com/allhailtacocat. Then my streaming and so my streamer and my YouTube Twitter is at TacoCat, just straight up, or I think it's at allhailtacocat. And then then my number one is just like at Jake Guidi on Twitter. So not very inventive.
No, that's fine, cool. And then obviously everybody's gonna see more of Jake because we're gonna do this weekly. We'll find something else cool to do next week. I'm excited. This VR is a real deal.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I totally think it's the next wave of gaming and of there's so much really cool applications that are being used for VR right now, like even in the medical field and stuff. So I can't wait to see what happens. So
me too. Cool. All right. Thanks, Jake, and thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Mike on the mic, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
See ya.